Hello friends, we are back with yet another video to help you to crack Sitecore Interview, and we have Nilesh with us who is going to share some useful tips.
Hello everyone.
Let me quickly tell you about Nilesh. He is a Sitecore solution architect having more than a decade of industry experience. He is ex-Sitecore and ex-Sitecore MVP. So who would be the best person other than Nilesh to share us more about the Sitecore Interview tips? Nilesh, welcome to our Sitecore journey. Please share us with what you are going to tell in the Sitecore Interview tips.
Thank you Nikki for having me. Today I'm gonna share top 5 Sitecore interview tips to crack an interview. I conducted many interviews so far with most of my employers. In fact, I was consulted by many companies to help them to find the best Sitecore talent. So today I'm gonna share some tips that will help you to prepare for an interview.
Well, if I heard correctly, you were telling that you are going to share 5 interview tips.
Yes, correct. 5 tips. Okay, but before I begin, let me tell you one thing. I'm not gonna share any Sitecore specific topics such as Helix, JSS, SXA. Rather, I would share some important tips which will help you to crack any Sitecore interview.
Cool, let's start.
Sure. Tip number 1, know more about your interviewer. Here, before you appear for interview, you should research and know more about the person who is going to take your interview. This will boost your confidence when you appear for interview.
Well, how can I know more about the interviewer?
Yeah, so for that, the easiest thing is go to LinkedIn profile of the person who is going to take your interview. You can read more about the blogs also, which will give you an idea about the interviewer's interest also.
But what if I don't have any clue about the interviewer?
Well, that's also correct. If you don't have any information about the person who is going to take your interview, in that case, read more about the company.
All right. Okay. Second tip.
Okay, so tip number 2, show your problem solving skills. Many times interviewer would like to know what's your approach and attitude towards some problems.
Yes, similar thing happened with me. I was asked to share the problems I have faced and what I did to solve that problem.
Wow, what was that problem?
Well, there was a scenario where there were 2 databases running differently and serving the different websites, and we had to sync the data from few tables from one database to another. So we came up with the end service bus publisher subscriber approach, where we did a small research and POC, and it was working very well.
Wow, that's good. So, but I have one question. Why didn't you go for the database mirroring, and why did you select the end service bus solution?
Well, you are right. In our case, the databases were having no direct connection between each other. So we had to go with that approach.
Exactly, Nikki. So that's what I would like to share in this tip. Interviewer is not interested in your problem. Rather, he is interested what's your approach towards the problem, and he wants to know your problem solving skills.
Great.
Tip number 3, show your right attitude. Many times interviewers throw a buzzword during the interview, and there are chances that you don't know about that particular topic or buzzword. Say for example, interviewer is asking about machine learning, Cortex, or some a cutting edge topic of the Sitecore. At that time, instead of saying simply no, should show the willingness and attitude to learn that topic if given a chance. Tip number 4, know how Sitecore works behind the scenes. Many times interviewer would like to know how solid your Sitecore fundamentals are.
True.
Say for example, interviewer would ask you that how Sitecore serves the page when user hits any URL. Over here, interviewer is keen to know about, are you aware about the Sitecore's behind the scenes process and procedure, such as Sitecore pipelines or page lifecycle?
Yes, some similar question I was asked. I was given a scenario for the publishing issue, and I was asked that how will I solve the problem?
That's what I'm saying here. You should clear your Sitecore fundamentals and basics before appearing for the interview. The last tip, tip number 5, how do you handle conflicting situation?
Conflicting, you mean conflicting between the team members?
Yes, that's correct. Many times for team leader and team manager position, this kind of a question comes. Over here, you should show interviewer how comfortable are you to handle any conflicting situation in the team. Say for example, you came to know about one of your team member has conflict with other team member who just got selected to attend one of the biggest Sitecore event. Correct. He is not happy. He has question. He is thinking why I am not selected and why the other team member selected. You got to know about this conflict. How would you handle this conflict? Let me help you on this. What you can do, you should invite the team member for coffee and have chat with him. Be transparent and tell him why the other team member is selected. You can tell that that team member showed the interest to speak at that event. He submitted the paper and jury selected him as a speaker, and that's why he's going to attend that event.
Cool, that's great.
By being transparent and having a good communication between team members, you can solve any type of conflict.
Friends, we hope that this video will give you some more insights about how you should prepare for an interview. But we would suggest that don't keep your learning curve for any specific interview. Keep exploring, keep learning. Attend Sitecore user group events, read Sitecore official documentations, be a part of Sitecore Slack channel, and follow Sitecore on Twitter.
Thank you, and stay tuned to our Sitecore Journey channel for upcoming fantastic videos.
See you next time.